my god, I fucking no-scoped him. Maybe full of shit.
Edit team. Okay, we got an empty slot. Oh, we can put this Magnemite in there. Young Magnemite.
What the actual fuck was that? Ooh, baby, man, dude, I'm telling you, this UFC tonight is gonna be so good. I don't really know what this video is gonna be today. I think I'm actually gonna use the Dragunov today, probably. I've been using it a little bit since yesterday. I went onto Scope stream and I saw that he was using the Dragunov for a little bit, and he was like, yeah, bro, just try it out, but you gotta use the Plague Sore. And I never really used the Dragunov outside of trying to unlock shit for, you know, Damascus and stuff, but the amount of annoyance that I'm dealing with just dealing with all of these other weapons in the game in general, just especially the sniper rifles and marksman rifles and hit markers, especially with the lack of a new sniper rifle coming to the game after 3 or 4 months or however long it's been now, I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll use the Dragunov for a day, and it's actually not bad. I didn't hit anything crazy with it. I mean, I had that nice little clip in there, but that was like a swap thing. I didn't use the Dragunov in that clip, but I used it a little bit, and it's actually not bad at all. It's really underrated. Like, it is a sniper rifle that a lot of people don't use that much. See, most people, it was kind of frowned upon to be using semi-automatic sniper rifles, for example, like the Barrett 50 cal PSG, that are kind of like really spammy, consistent one-shot type of weapons. They were usually frowned upon because they were easy to hit clips with because they were just better. You ever see Sprat with a PSG on fucking Black Ops 1? That shit is disgusting. That C4, literally, I watched it. Okay. You still gotta hit upper chest with this thing if you want to get consistent one-shots, and its range is still not that great, especially when you're using, like, all the quick-scoping attachments and stuff. The shorter barrels, it affects your bullet velocity and all that stuff, but the weird thing about the Dragunov on this game is that it actually doesn't have any grip tape. There's no grip attachment, so you can't do stippled, you can't do granulated, you can't do any of that stuff. That no-scope was bullshit. At the VTOL, though.
How did he get over?
I don't know what these spawns are. Rust is something else. Imagine losing Lamau garbage. It's okay, I'm dropping gameplays on you. I don't care. Get on your mic instead of typing, coward. Do I really have to talk about the CTE comparison here? You can't say, haha, at least I fucking won when you got literally near brain damage going -20. You lost. The winners and losers are how people feel about themselves. If you can feel like a winner after that, good for you. But good fucking luck trying to solve math problems after this one. Anyway, here's the class setup. It's not gonna be any different from any of the other sniper rifle classes out there that I've been using, but the really important thing here is to unlock this Plague Sore variant. So you can see the regular old Dragunov here, and you can see how generally this gun has a very, very normal and familiar shape to it. Except for this one, the Plague Sore variant. Also, maybe the Sell High variant also is kind of down the same category here, because it looks like the same one. Basically, you can see how the model of it completely changes between the two of these. Regular old Dragunov, Plague Sore-ish type of model. So the reason I mention this, and it's important to get this version of it, either the Plague Sore or the Sell High. Plague Sore you can get for free by completing one of the missions. You can go and find it under your missions tab. This thing's default scope and the way that it feels 10 times better than the regular Dragunov. I don't know what it is about the Dragunov, but something about its default model just feels, it just feels bad. Between me and any of the other snipers that I've talked to, Plague Sore version is definitely the more clean version of the Dragunov. Just get this Plague Sore or the Sell High variant, any ones that look like this. You want to get that for the default scope. So this is the class setup here. So under the muzzle tab for sniper rifles, most of the time none of us ever really use any of these because they either make our gun weaker, but if they make it stronger, the ADS speed goes down or the damage range goes down, something like that, and that's just not what you want. To try to make our ADS speed as fast as possible in this game, because the time to kill is disgusting, use a 510mm compact barrel. It gives you more aim down sight speed, which you need, and the movement speed, which is always always nice. You need the tac laser, of course. That's for, like, every fucking one. And then you have the F-tac Stalker Scout. The weird thing about this is the same exact class that you would come across on any other sniper rifle, except we are missing a grip. There's no grip for this. There is no grip for the Dragunov. I'm not entirely sure why, but there's no stippled grip tape. So, this thing does not scope in as fast as your regular sniper rifle. It is slightly slower than the other sniper rifles out there. I'd actually say it maybe scopes in around the same time as an HDR, maybe faster. But the big upside about this thing is, number one, it's easily controllable once you get used to it. You can kind of spam it, you can hold your aim down sight and just kind of shoot without much recoil at all. It's a very spammy gun. So if there's people coming down a hallway and shit, you're going to shred them. They're going to be running straight up into a fucking buzzsaw. S25. Yeah, I'm still trying to hit max level. I can't fucking, my mental can't handle it. I've been trying to level up to, you know, 155 so I can actually attack all these challenges so I was in my flow and just, man, after all that Damascus shit, I was just so burnt out isn't the word because I wanted something to play, but this game, the skill-based matchmaking, you're all dealing with the same thing. I'm sure you understand. You get a game where you do well, and then the next game you get absolutely slaughtered, or it's just not nearly as fun. Yeah, it's just a change of pace kind of thing. But the thing that I'm excited about tonight, we have Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero, which is just a legendary matchup. I mean, I already know that after this fight goes down, and if Israel ends up winning, people are gonna be like, oh, yeah, Romero's old, he's this, he's that, he's not. If he were in his prime, this, that, and the other, and it's just like, it's not really. I'm gonna hear all the excuses in the world if he ends up winning or losing. I mean, that's the case for every single fight, but
I don't even know all of it.
because you're fucking hiding in there with a shotty. What the fuck you think? You don't move. You know where to find rats at? In the dark. That's where you're at. I'm done doing this bullshit where I have to actually challenge shotties around corners. Yoel Romero as an athlete, the dude is like 42, I think. He turns 43 in a month. This dude is in better physical shape. I can almost guarantee, actually, he is in better shape than anybody that has ever watched my channel in the history of ever, period. This guy is a physical specimen. See, there are people out there that are blessed with great physical attributes and shit like that, and talents, and just overall insane genetics, but this dude is like a ridiculously high-level athlete on top of all of that. He is an incredible wrestler, crazy knockout power, dude is made of fucking steel, and Israel Adesanya, who is like the fucking reincarnation of a real-life anime character, Bruce Lee and anime hand signs from Naruto and shit. This dude is cool as fuck, and this dude knows the meme and internet culture, so I really fuck with him a lot. That dude, he has the potential to just become one of the biggest stars the UFC has ever seen just by the way that he acts. There are people out there that hate him and they get annoyed by him and this, that, and the other, but that happens with every single person that opens their mouth in some way. People don't like, you know, how someone talks or whatever. It is what it is. But end of the day, no matter whether you like the guy or not, this fight is gonna be fucking oh! There's also Wei Li. Zhang Wei Li. She's defending her shit. She's completely undefeated, I believe, against Joanna, who is basically considered the GOAT of her division, but she's kind of on a skid a little bit. I wouldn't call it a skid. It sounds disrespectful to a legend, but she's lost some fights recently. At one point, she did look absolutely unbeatable, and then Rose Namajunas showed up, and then Rose got fucking owned. And the girl that owned Rose ended up getting owned by Wei Li, so now it's Wei Li versus Joanna. Basically, great power striker, great all-around fighter in Wei Li versus one of the best, if not the best female striker in that entire division. But she can be KO'd. Her knockout power isn't way up there like Wei Li seems to be. Wei Li seems to be a bit stronger, although she is much shorter and smaller. The reach might be an issue, but we haven't seen all of Wei Li's game or anything like that. We don't know that much about her. We don't know how good she is in comparison, basically. Is the reach going to be as big of an issue as, you know, I feel like it could be? So for those fights, my pick for the main and co-main event, Wei Li versus Joanna, I'm gonna go with Wei Li just because I like Wei Li, but I wouldn't be surprised if Joanna wins. I mean, she's the GOAT of the division. As far as decoration goes, she's not unbeatable or anything, but as far as her, you know, accomplishments and all of her accolades, yeah, she's the best of the division. But I'm gonna go with Wei Li. Wei Li just seems to kind of have the power. If she can apply her pressure and power and everything to Joanna, it seems like Joanna doesn't really deal with pressure all that well. It's not like she just crumbles like nothing, you know. She understands pressure, she knows, she understands that, but I wanna go with Wei Li here. Something in my stomach is just telling me Wei Li is just gonna have some kind of pressure, a bit of power, some wrestling in there. She's gonna be able to do a lot. I just feel like she's capable of doing more than Joanna. Overall, overall, I think her striking will be good enough for her to implement some sort of game plan. Whereas Joanna is gonna have to strike her for the entirety of the thing. I just don't see her putting her away. She could though, who knows? Joanna might surprise us all. And for the main event, obviously, I'm gonna go for Israel Adesanya. Number one, that dude's my favorite fighter at the moment. Ever since I've seen him come onto the scene, I've loved his style. I was a big Anderson Silva fan before this, so to see somebody like him, especially somebody like him that really appreciates and loves Anderson Silva because he had his fight with Anderson Silva, that was one of my favorite fights of all time. People were calling it the passing of the torch and shit, but like, it was actually a good fight between the two of them. It's like watching two fucking ninjas fight each other. It's like two anime characters. It's real life anime shit. This is the closest shit you're gonna get. The dude's fucking dodging and bobbing and weaving and shit, like just leaning back with their hands down from fucking head kicks that could separate their senses. That's my shit. I love it. Joel Romero will always pose a threat no matter how far it is into the fight. The dude is just ridiculously explosive. He knows how to pace himself. If he decides to use his wrestling, I don't know how Israel is gonna deal with it. We've never really seen it before. We don't really know what Yoel does once he gets you on the ground. Does he really ground and pound you out? Does he hold you down there? Does he do a mixture of both? Would he look for a submission? We don't really know. But here's the thing, can he get him down even though he's so decorated? Israel seemed to show a good amount of takedown defense, and the one time that he did end up on his back, he ended up throwing up a whole bunch of shit. A triangle up there. His guards seem to be active. So most of the time, whenever you see people that are incredibly high-level strikers, you don't usually see a ground game from these guys. They try to keep it standing because they know that's their strength. But this motherfucker, he might have more to it than we know. We're only gonna find out tonight. If it ever ends up on that ground, we'll see. Physically, obviously, Yoel is going to be stronger than him. But the reach and the height and everything, it's gonna be a big challenge for him to make it to Izzy. It just is. I'm gonna end it right there. Actually, I'm in a good mood. Gonna hang out with some people, get ready to watch the fights tonight. Thank you guys so much for all the love out there. Definitely check out this Dragunov. This shit is, it's nice to use it as a change of pace, and yeah, check that out if you're kind of burnt out on it, still waiting around for Warzone and shit like that. And I mean, it's very likely you'll end up with weapons and other shit like that that you don't want in Warzone, so maybe a little bit of practice with a Dragunov or something might help you once Warzone comes out. Who knows? Later.